Hello, we're talking about notes 3-2, using the percent equation. As I said before in class, we really need to make sure that we are using the equation to solve the problems. You need to make sure that you understand how to solve the equation and to set up the equation. So to discuss today's notes, we're going to be talking about things such as sales tax, tips, and commission. The first one we're going to be looking at is sales tax. And sales tax on an item is a percent of the item's price. So if you want to think about that, if I give you a sales tax of like $4 and I tell you that the percent is 4%, we know we're looking for the whole, because remember, the part and the percent are related. So if we want to find the total price, we have to do so by adding the sales tax to the item's price. So what they're showing us here is in step 1 that we have the regular equation of part equals percent times whole, that in this case they're calling the part the sales tax, the percent is the sales tax rate, you'll see percent as a rate often, and then the whole would be the whole price of the item. The next step then is to take the sales tax and add it onto the price of the item to give us the total. So example number 1 states here that a soccer team is having dinner at a restaurant to celebrate their winning season. The frazzled waiter gives them an incomplete bill, which would not be a good idea. Help the team fill in the missing amounts. So we can see, looking at the check, that we had 4 groups, 4 people get hamburger, 5 get spaghetti, and so forth, for a subtotal of $142. The reason why that is a subtotal is because that is the total of all the meals, not including the tip. So what they would like us to do is to fill in how much tax, I shouldn't have said tip. If the subtotal includes everything except tax right now, and they want us to fill in what the total is. So what we need to do is we need to first figure out what is the amount of tax. We can see that the tax rate is 5%. So if we go back to the top where they're telling us part equals percent times whole, but in this case this is specifically dealing with a tax question, I would say that the tax is equal to the rate times the subtotal. So we need to determine the amount of tax. Our rate is 5%, which again, 5% is the same thing as 500. So I'm instantly writing it as a fraction. Again, if you wanted to change it to a decimal here, I would not be opposed to that. Then we're going to multiply it by the subtotal, which was $142. I see that I can't do any cross-canceling. I'm going to just multiply. 5 times 142 will give me 710 divided by 100. I'm going to move that decimal over 2 places, and I will get $7.10. So I know the tax is $7.10. So the total that I must leave them, the total will come from the tax plus the subtotal. And again, because these are your notes, I'm going to show you more than you necessarily would be showing me. So the tax is $7.10. The subtotal was $142. I add those together to get $149.10. So we've now filled in the check. Number 2 says that tips are calculated similarly to taxes. Suppose the team brought a total of $175 to pay for dinner. Do they have enough money to tip the waiter 18% of the subtotal? So same check here. The subtotal is $142. The tax is $7.10. They filled this in for us. And the total is $149.10. So now we need to calculate, do they have enough money? And we have to pay attention, are they tipping on the total or are they tipping on the subtotal? And they said, do they have enough money to tip on the 18% on the subtotal? So the equation is going to be very similar to the tax one, except this time it's going to be tip equals the rate times the subtotal. We don't know what the tip is going to be just yet, so we are looking for that. We know the rate, is 18%, so we know that we're going to be finding 18% of the subtotal. We give us 1800ths. The subtotal is 142. Again, I can't do any cross-canceling or anything like that, so I'm going to multiply 18 times 142 to get me 2,556. And when I divide that by 100, you're just moving the decimal place over 2 places to get you $25.56. So, if the total is $149.10, the tip that we want to leave is $25.56. I'm going to add those two together to get me $174.66. So, yes, the team will have enough money. Now, there was a mistake on your paper. This is what it's supposed to look like on the next page. So, if you could go ahead and pause the video and copy down this part is not on your paper. So now we're going to be talking about something called commission. And it states here, that sales commissions are paid to employees or companies that sell merchandise in stores or by calling on customers. So when you have Avon calling, that's somebody that's going to be getting paid by commission. The commission may be paid in addition to a salary or instead of a salary. Salary means that you could work at any amount of hours and still get paid the same amount. Common places that commissions are paid are in real estate or car dealerships. A commission is generally a percentage of the selling price of each item they sell. For example, if a salesperson receives a 10% commission on their sales and sells $1,500 worth of merchandise, they would earn $150 in commissions. To find the amount of money the employees earn, we're going to subtract the commission from the selling price. So this looks very similar to the one on the front, talking about part equals percent times whole again. But this time they're replacing the word part with commission and commission rate. So again, I want you to notice that the part is the commission, the percent is the commission rate. They're related to each other. So if we know that they've given us the amount of commission, I know that we're going to be looking for the whole, which is the selling price. Then we're to figure out how much commission the person may be able to, or excuse me, the base price of something, we are going to take the base price, which equals the selling price minus the commission. I think that'll make more sense once we have an example, which we'll do in number 3. So it says at a car dealership, a car salesman is trying to sell a car to his client. His commission rate is 6%. How much would the car salesman earn on the car, and how much would the dealership make on the car? So if the commission rate is 6%, that's obviously my percent. How much would the car salesman earn? That's his amount of commission. So if he's looking for the amount of commission, that means we are looking for the how much commission he's getting. So we have the whole, which the car has a sticker price of $16,800. So we're going to start again with part equals the percent times whole. If you wanted to write commission equals commission rate times selling price, that's fine by me. We don't know what the part is. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the amount of commission. His rate is 6%, so that's 6/100ths. And the entire price is $16,800. And I showed you guys this in class, that I could go ahead and cross-cancel the zeros. And now all I'm left with is 6 times 168. And 6 times 168 will be 1,008. So the car salesman will earn $1,008 in commission. To figure out how much the car dealership makes, well, the car dealership isn't going to get all $16,800. They're going to take the money that the customer paid them, the $16,800. They'll have to pay their car salesman out of that $1,600. They're going to have to pay them $1,008. And then that's where we're going to go through and get $15,792. That's how much the car dealership is going to earn. So that's that second step, that we're taking the base price, the $16,800, subtracting the amount of the commission to give us how much the dealership's actually going to get. Go ahead, work on number 4. Pause the video. Okay, so if you have a house and you have it on the market for $345,000, that's your selling price. So the agent is not going to get to keep all $345,000. Their rate, their payment is going to be the 3%. So we had to find 3% of our selling price to get $10,350, which will be the agent's commission. That's what they get to keep. The sellers, if they sell the house for $345,000, they have to now pay their real estate agent the $10,350 to leave them with $334,650. Make sure you have those clearly labeled. Number 5 is there's a 2-part question here. They're saying that Taylor has a new sales job at a clothing store, and she's been given 2 options for how to be paid. She plans to work 4 hours per day, 5 days a week. She also estimates that she can sell about $200 worth of clothing per day. So which option would give Taylor more earnings per week? So we have 2 options. Option A, she can be paid an hourly wage of $7.15. So first of all, we need to figure out how much is she actually going to be making for the week. So if she works for 4 hours a day times 5 days a week, aren't we going to cross cancel the days and be left with that she's going to work 20 hours per week? If she works 20 hours per week and gets paid $7.50 for each of those hours, I'm now going to take and multiply my $7.15 times her 20 hours to get $143 that she will make for the week. Option B says that she can just get an 18% commission on her total sales. Well, if she sells $200 worth of clothing per day and she works 5 days a week, we're talking about that she first needs to figure out that $200 per day is what she estimates she can sell, times her 5 days per week would give her $1,000 per week. Now that's not what she gets to earn. That's what the store has in their register. The store would have $1,000 in the register, and out of that $1,000, the store would now pay her her commission. So we would be using the y equals mx, or part equals percent times whole. We're looking for her amount of commission, so I'm going to have 18%, so 1,800 times the $1,000, and cross cancel my zeros, and I will get $180 that she will get for the week. So which option? Option B would be her better buy. Not her better buy, excuse me, her better option for getting paid more. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow.